I will. One of my questions was, do you think the heavy sniper should one shot? Because apparently there's a divided fan base on the topic. Where do you stand?
No, this is something that, and it's funny because you're right, it is a totally divisive topic, and I mean it comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Early on, I actually thought that was the case as well. I was like, well, you know, I didn't understand what the core difference though was between, and I mean, don't really remember how everything was modeled, but it wasn't a crazy difference between what a musket versus a fast sniper versus a heavy sniper really did. They weren't really anything special. But you know, especially as everything else got more balanced, though, in terms of the way that the weapons are set up, things kind of I started to feel more and more like it just never made any sense to have the heavy sniper be a one-shot weapon.
Really?
Being really strong is kind of the same deal, right? Like you're just adding an extra feature onto it if you say it's a one-shot weapon, right?
Well, only if you headshot though.
True, but then what would make the dragon pistol be any use to most people? When you could have a scoped weapon that shoots way farther and faster.
It reloads faster, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a game dev. What do I look like?
Oh, we got the ship coming up around the bend. The enemy.
I tried to shoot these guys a couple times. There we go.
I'm also struggling to connect arrows into their
This
portions. What?
Yeah.
Do you think it's cheating to do /die to buy a repeater right away at the start of the round? I saw that happen in the tournament, and I don't like that. I know we said abuse it if the devs don't fix it, but I think repeater players are the scum of the earth.
I think a lot of people would actually agree with that. I don't know. I think the bigger problem is that the repeater needs probably tweaked a little bit. I think it's a little strong.
I think it just needs to cost more money. I don't know why it's so cheap.
We should make a Blazing Sails personality test that is, what gun are you? And if you answer all of the questions like a bass, then you get repeater.
Yeah. Because repeater is for people who don't want to fight their own battles. They only want to join in on other ones and chip damage you.
Yeah, well, it gets wild when everyone wants to chip damage. Then that's
that's why
that makes it real goofy.
That's the worst part, is when you're fighting like 3 people with repeaters. Just play a different game at that point.
They're ramming us. And
They
I
are,
can't
yeah.
shoot them anywhere.
Yo, can I? Oh baby, parkour back onto the
Oh.
ship.
I got my half barrel.
Ooh.
I love the half barrel. The half barrel makes me feel things I haven't felt in a very long time.
Our ships. What?
Oh, that was amazing. I love it.
What happened?
Our ships just clipped into each other and ours spit theirs out.
He's waiting to join.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh. Stressy Westy.
This is quite a fight we got going on here.
Did you? Oh, there's a dude on board. Oh. He's just stabbing me. Did you start playing Blazing Sails first, or did you start streaming first, and then you're like, I'm gonna be a Blazing Sails-based gamer? Oh my god.
The streaming came first, but honestly, the streaming was more a thing. It's one of those classic "I'm doing the streaming for fun" kind of deals. Like I had never really intended on it ever being anything big. When I used to stream Rainbow Six Siege. I think may have been the first one I did. To friends of mine that were just like, you know, we'd all watch each other play, but it was just easier for me to broadcast it then because I had a bunch of buddies that would always show up instead of having like cool like we couldn't play Sea of Thieves because said buddy actually he had an older PC and so he just could not get it to run Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And that was like the one game that I couldn't do just because it was on the Games Pass and in the game store. So we were like, oh man, it'd be cool though if there actually existed a battle royale pirate game, right? And
Yeah.
that was
Wouldn't
like
that be
over a year
cool?
ago. Yeah, wouldn't that be neat? And people to play? Oh man, that sucked.
Yeah.
It'd suck if we were having a good time. So, I mean, that was how it kind of started. Oh, I did not mean to do that whatsoever.
And then at what point were you like, yeah, I'm the blazing sales guy. I'm that guy who's carrying the community.
Honestly, it started to become that a little bit more once I got really good at like, I'm not known in this game for my ability to win gunfights. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. You're the cannon boy.
You're the cannon guy.
I'm the cannon guy.
There's a dude on there.
That's exactly what everyone knows me for. And so, like, when I do stuff, like, that's what I get. It's always been the, you know, look at my sweet cannon shots and look at all the things that I did. And once I was really getting good with it, because I mean, I've dropped off. You know, when you started playing more casually and stuff to stream it and all that, you kind of do lose that skill of like, oh,
there's
here's
a
all the
dude
things
here.
I'm trying to do.
Hi, Martin Matten.
He's dead. Oh my god, dude. I'm trying to make my name as
Another
the
one off
repair
this
guy.
You're gonna have some people to compete with then.
But
Like
see, I'm not just the repair guy. I'm the guy who keeps the whole bottom of the ship locked down. This is my home. It's my territory.
Yeah, lay off. This is my space.
Yeah. See, and look at that. We're not
be on the
sinking,
pump
baby.
24/7. I'm just gonna be pressing E on the pump.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Yeah. I feel like it also tracks you being like, yeah, I don't think the heavy sniper should one shot, and then being like, I'm sort of the cannon guy. Yeah. It's like any buff to the sniper is like sort of a nerf to
Get
you.
that shit out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
But, when I had started playing it, people would just there was no sway on the scope. It was faster to pull up. Like it was just a much stronger weapon. So like, yeah, no one ever wanted the heavy. They didn't want the snipers at all to be good for that same reason.
Yeah, I see. I've become team it should one-shot headshot in Galleon, but not in Battle Royale. Because in Galleon, getting killed doesn't matter nearly as much as getting killed in Battle Royale. Oh, that's a teammate.
I don't know. I actually think it's the opposite. I think getting hurt and getting killed in this is actually much more painful because a lot of the combat is wrapped around whether or not you can spawn closer, right? And in BR, like you could die on an island by yourself and it does absolutely nothing to you, you know.
Yeah. I've just
in the long
experienced
run of it all.
the Viking raid of I literally got killed on my ship one time and then it got perma-killed. I never got to play the game again until we sunk.
Yeah. That's I think the solution there is get good.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds right.
I'm putting in some shots. What are your thoughts on the double barrel? I'm ready to talk about every Blazing Sails gun because I love it.
Oh, send it. Yeah. I mean, the big debate, honestly, is that it's kind of the sneaky best weapon.
Yo,
It's
meta definer me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of math behind it all, right? And when you really break it down, the game is kind of like a large. It's kind of like a large RPG in a way, right? And like you can see it now that you can see damage numbers and stuff too. Like that kind of helps define that a little bit more. But you see weapons, you know, dealing different damage types. It's one of the few weapons that you can, as a primary, that you can basically use the entire clip and get a kill on somebody.
Yeah.
Which is why it's sneaky strong. One of the only other guns that can do that is the half barrel.
I really like the half barrel too. I'm a half barrel stan. I'll say it. Many people are not saying this, but
Half barrel? I have no ill will towards the half barrel, but if you're like, oh, I just love using the repeater, get off my boat. You're not welcome here.
We're getting sniped from the top of the island.
Alright, it's time for me to enter my heavy sniper era. You don't want to see me when I'm get the heavy sniper.
oh, you oh.
I get toxic. I start playing strictly for KD.
I like how these ships just have been sitting here for a while.
Yeah, no one can sink the other.
No one's moving. I think we were causing a little bit of ruckus when we went onto their ship. We could do a ship boy strategy. What do you think about that?
I'm
The
doing
three
a
of us?
KD a player strat. Oh, the flag's right by me. Let me camp that real quick.
They just keep shooting cannonballs into this side of my ship.
Yo,
Stop
but
it.
think of all the cash flow you're generating.
I need to run back and forth between the water pump and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't give me a lot of time to...
It's cool to be able to actually get games in and stuff, and enjoy it in that way, like at the spacing and all that you mean to play it. But that's really what it came down to. Was I ended up playing so much and enjoying it so much, I was just like, well, the thing that sucks about it is like the only thing holding it back is the fact that you can't play it consistently if you're in NA. And so that's really been a big part of it, is just trying to pull that up and be like, hey, with the tournaments and stuff. It's one of those, you put it on not as much because you want to see this, and there was that. I wanted to see an epic tournament for what it's worth. The whole thing's a labor of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do it also to, you talk to people that enjoy that genre and kind of get them interested in it to try it. And the magic of the game is people play it and they love it, right? Like that's kind of been the whole thing, is people play it, they love it, and then they talk about it. And even if they don't play it consistently, we've had a lot of Sea of Thieves streamers come and go in the game, and especially as of late, they play the game, and then when people bring it up in their chat, they're the first people to defend it.